Hello, and welcome to second episode of the Dissing My Ability podcast. I am Ken Meeker, executive and career coach and owner of Vitality Career Coaching. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting here with my friend Christine. Christine and I met each other in Voc Rehab program for visually impaired, and we hit it off, and she's now a very good friend. So, Christine, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And if we could start off by, if you could tell the listeners sort of what is your disability. Obviously, we've already identified that it's a visual impairment. Mm-hmm. But if you could just maybe give a little bit more specifics about what is your visual impairment and how does that affect your day-to-day sort of life?
Okay, I have Stargardt's disease. I was diagnosed in 2007, and it actually took, a good 12 years to even get enrolled in the vocational rehab program in order to sort of even start dealing with it. I spent a lot of time in denial and trying to work around it, and so that has now brought me to where I am at now, which is coping much better with it. I have quite the sense of resiliency, sense of humor about it, and yeah, I'm not going to lie, things are oftentimes extremely frustrating, oftentimes silly, to be honest with you, and so I swear if you don't have a sense of humor about things, then, it's enough to kill you, but
So true.
yeah, speaking of which, there happened to have been a scenario. You go ahead and take the lead on this one.
Yeah. So truth is this incident, as I guess we could call it, is what led me to wanting to do this podcast specifically. I was hashing over the scorpion incident, as I guess we could call it, and I was like, it's such a good story, it has to be shared, and it just led me to thinking about all of the ridiculous things that happened, just in life associated with disability that only people that are differently abled are going to encounter. People that don't have some sort of disability or some sort of limitation or limit of function, they don't encounter these things. So I figured, why not crack the door open a little bit and share some of these, in hindsight, hysterical things that happened to us.
Absolutely right? Hysterical. And
So, a couple weeks ago, I was at Christine's apartment, and we're in Arizona, which is known for scorpions, and it's summertime, which is when they come out of hibernation, and we were just, in the living room, and we noticed that there was something on the wall, and both of us being visually impaired, we get our cameras out, we get out our magnifiers, and we're taking pictures of this scorpion on the wall.
And, that's what was decidedly a scorpion. It was this discoloration, and after, even using our phones and trying to magnify it, it was still decidedly a scorpion.
Yeah, so why don't you lead us through what we did?
Well, after some hysterics. Well, this was.
Did you panic at all? Would you say you panicked a little?
Well, a little bit, because scorpions can do some serious damage, especially if you don't know how you handle the sting. And so, of course, there were some hysterics going on, and so, as of course we're trying to figure out how to dispose of this thing, Ken, you came up with a brilliant idea.
Well, but first. Didn't we took a little walk on over to your property management company.
Oh, we did that. We did do that first.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it was second. So we figured that we would recruit some assistance in this matter. And so I went to the resident office at the apartments that I live in, and we were requesting perhaps some maintenance man or somebody come out and kill this thing for us, as it is dangerous. We're visually impaired, yada, yada, yada. And so the lady behind the desk, sort of with her head down and her eyes sort of up at us glaring, as we were asking for help, she said to us, well, can't you just get someone to kill it for you? And we're looking at her and each other like, well, That's why we're here. Duh. She's just like a scorpion. Okay. And so that didn't really wind up being successful.
So we go on our way, and
we actually encounter someone and ask them if they can come kill it for us.
but that wasn't what he did here. Wasn't he a groundskeeper or something?
I think he was a porter. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we had to come back to the apartment to figure out how to deal with this scorpion ourselves. Two, severely visually impaired people trying to kill a scorpion. And you very upset and furious.
Right, because now I'm thinking, you know what, there's something deadly in my apartment, and you guys don't even care about my life enough, like, to come help me out, this poor little old blind lady.
So then we looked up how to get rid of them, right? Isn't that what we did? We looked up online or something, like what to do with a scorpion. I think that's where I found it.
Yeah, and I was just kind of looking for some, I don't know, scorpion spray or something. Perhaps we could flame torch it with hairspray. I don't know.
Yeah, so I found online that one of the things you can use. Oh, after you had sprinkled cinnamon, was it cinnamon?
Yes, I sprinkled cinnamon all along the doorways because apparently that's supposed to keep unwanteds at bay.
And so then I'm like, oh look, we can use tape. So was it?
It was duct tape.
Yeah, duct tape. No, it was Gorilla Tape.
Oh, you're
right. It was Gorilla Tape, and a canvas. And a canvas, like a painting canvas, and doubled up the Gorilla Tape so that it was, double-sided, and it's it was about 7 feet up because it's up high up on the wall, right?
Yes. You're up on a ladder at this point.
And I'm up on a ladder.
Yes,
yeah.
And I had to get you something to wear so that your entire skin
That's
was covered.
right. That's right, because I was just wearing short sleeves. And so, because I, didn't want it to drop onto me.
Right.
Because scorpion.
Yeah, because.
And the only thing I think you had was something very, very, all I remember was very hot.
Yeah.
Whatever it was very, very, very hot.
It was my workout thing.
Because it was kind of spandexy, which, sometimes I'm glad that I can't see because I didn't have to see myself in this.
Well, it was salmon colored, so it was
not my
very
color.
attractive.
Not my color.
I liked it.
But so I'm up on the ladder with this canvas with Gorilla Tape on it, double-sided, and count down, and 3, 2, 1, and then with all my might, all 150 pounds of me, I smack the canvas against the wall.
First, you tell me to get under it. To get under, put something under it, and I'm like, well, are you kidding me? I don't want this scorpion to fall on me. You're the one who's completely, clothed.
No, yeah, but you
you
didn't have shoes on, by the way.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So with all your 150-pound might, and as he swats this thing, and we both kind of let out a little scream, then that's not good enough. So I hand him a 5-pound weight from Gold's Gym. That he's sitting
here.
I'm
smashing it against, just making sure that, I got it.
Smash it some more.
And then, because it's Gorilla Tape, and if you're not familiar with Gorilla Tape, it's very strong. The canvas, and it's like an 11 by 8.5, size canvas, just sticks up on the ceiling. Just stays there.
And we let it stay there for about an hour. For about an hour, we're just like, let's just make sure, whatever it is. And so, while we're sitting there, just for giggles, we decide to go ahead and pull those pictures back up and take a look at exactly what we may have caught there. And so, as we're blowing up the picture more and more, with increasing magnification and clarity, we realize maybe, just maybe, it's not a scorpion.
It could. Maybe it's not. We're not sure what it is.
It kind of has a triangular sort of shape,
which is not a scorpion.
No.
But we're not convinced what it is yet, because why? Because we can't see. It's pixelated, and we're like, oh, whatever.
This is going to take further investigation.
Yeah. So I get back up on the ladder, and I yank off the thing from the wall, the canvas from the wall with the duct tape. And there's, would you call it a smudge?
It was quite a smudge. Yes, it was definitely a smudge that looked nothing like a scorpion.
Yeah, it was not a scorpion
No,
smudge.
no.
And there was no scorpion to be found either. There was gray smudge.
Yes, so while we're looking at them both and still can't really tell what they are, we, again, take pictures and blow them up and magnify them, only to realize that, this looks like a moth.
It was a moth.
I think it's a moth, yeah.
And we had videotaped this because we knew no matter what, it was going to be good. And so...
It's absolutely hysterical.
So my partner comes to pick me up, and we just say, you should watch this video. We're not going to tell you what happens here, because he was coming to take us to Target so that we could get stuff to like scorpion spray. Like we were ready to, we were armed and ready to go. Like we were going scorpion hunting.
Yes, we were in hunting mode.
And so he was coming to take us so we could get all that stuff done. And I'm like, we actually don't need to go anywhere. We're good. But just watch this video and it will explain everything.
Oh my God.
So we hand him, the phone, and he's watching this video, and he's like, the first thing, he's like, that's not a scorpion. Like, just right at the beginning, just right at the onset. He can tell from this video that we're taking, and we're, like, trying to figure out, what is this? Is that a scorpion? And he's just, he can tell. He's like, that's not a scorpion. We're like, just watch. Just watch.
Oh, my God.
And he's laughing, and he's like, that's not a scorpion. He's like, that looks like a moth.
It's like, what is wrong with you guys? We're blind.
Yeah. And
like together, we may make one whole eyeball.
Maybe
One.
On a good day.
Yeah, together.
And so it wasn't a scorpion. It was a moth, a dead moth at this point.
Meanwhile, my apartment complex, mind you, thinks I'm a total weirdo and a jerk. But whatever.
Because they wouldn't come kill a moth.
Yeah.
And so, but we got it. We did it, and I wonder if the cinnamon's still out front.
I think that's blown away. However, I did want to tell you that I did have another incident. Once again, a day in the life of a blind girl, right? So, my bedroom is rather dark. Again, now when there's something light or dark that I didn't put there, usually if it's darker, I know what it is, and I'll grab a paper towel and pick it up, and whatever it is, I'll just dump it in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care. This was lighter. So I picked it up going, what is it? It was very, very soft, like silk. And so I'm rubbing it with my thumb going, I don't know what this is. I had just given CPR to a moth.
That's so kind of you.
I rubbed it back to life. I put life back in that little heart pumping. And as it fluttered out of my hand and I'm screaming.
You had just saved the life of a moth.
Yes, it was like,
well, we killed one.
tat.
Yeah, we killed
Yes.
one, and then you brought one back to life. So it's even
Yes.
karma.
Yeah. So
everything is back in balance.
it is, and perhaps now at this point I'm just going to. I don't know. Maybe it'd be safe to assume that whatever it is, it's probably a moth.
And so, lesson, what would you say the biggest takeaway? What was the lesson that...
Stay calm. Don't overreact.
And when you think it's a scorpion...
Yeah, get a sighted person.
It
could be a moth.
It could be a moth.
It could be a moth.
Don't freak out.
Yeah,
Don't touch it, because it could be a scorpion, but it could be a moth. And so... Circling back around to, sometimes, living with a disability is hard, no matter what it is. Ours just happens to be visual impairment.
Which is also cause for a lot of amusement, depending on your outlook.
How, it was, in the moment it was a serious thing, but we're like, you know what? At least we had the sense to film it. Because no matter what it was,
Nobody would have believed us.
People don't. The thing is when you don't have a disability and you don't experience this stuff, and you just experience things normally. Like my partner knew it was a moth.
Right.
Knew it was a moth, and so he got to see for himself the ridiculousness that goes into not having sight.
And
it's just a normal everyday thing that he would never encounter. But for us, it's just the reality of what we encounter. Like, running into a giant pile of shoe boxes or of
Oops,
a facial
didn't see
tissue.
that right in front of me.
Boom. Knocking it
you know what's
Oops.
best? Oh my God. Running at full speed into a screen door.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, that's
I've done that.
I've done it in public.
I've never broken one, fortunately.
Oh my God.
Oh, I did it right in front of Matt. right in front of him. Bam! Right into the door.
So I do want to let you guys know, this really sounds like it was a historical experience, and in hindsight, of course it was. But you're talking about a good solid 3 hours.
Easy.
That we spent dealing with this.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to have a sense of humor and to not take it so seriously, because we would just spend our entire lives frustrated.
Oh my God.
And angry, and it's too easy to fall into that trap.
Yep.
If you can't look at just step aside and look at the situation and be like, yeah, it's ridiculous because we spent yes, it sucks in a way but we have a story that nobody else is going to have.
Exactly.
And so it's something that it is funny. It was a freaking moth, and we had this crazy dramatic experience
that we'll never forget
about a moth.
Over something so silly, and the thing is too is that, as frustrating as everything can be, and you're talking about two fairly intelligent human beings.
Fairly.
I mean, yeah. I consider that you and I are more intelligent than, the average Joe, not to toot our own horns by any means, but we're certainly not stupid. And oftentimes this disability can make you look stupid.
Feel
stupid. Absolutely. It makes us feel stupid, and in other people's eyes we look stupid. And so if we don't have a sense of humor about these things, then it would absolutely eat us alive.
Yeah.
And for me it did for a few years there at the beginning, I'm not going to lie. But now, we just kind of roll through the punches and laugh as we do it, and it's a lot easier to deal with things that way.
I agree wholeheartedly, because there are times, I still run into poles. And it hurts. It still hurts. And I'm still upset about it in the moment for justice, but I don't let it ruin my day.
Right.
I can't, because what's the point of letting it, because then my vision loss is in control of my life. Absolutely. And I'm not, and that's not a place I don't think is healthy to spend your time. And so, in terms, dissing my ability, I'm okay to do that because I know what I can do, what I can't do. I obviously can't tell a scorpion from a moth. That's okay. Because there's plenty of things that I'm really good at it, and so are you.
Yes, and I can bring a moth back to life with just rubbing its little heart back to life.
That is special in and of itself. And so, with that, I want to thank you for being my friend in this tremendous experience of killing scorpions / moths together.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you all for tuning in. Remember that you are perfectly good in just how you are.
And don't let anybody else diss your ability.
Exactly.